Right, this one's a difficult one, and I'll get into the reasons why in just a moment. Now, a lot of us that live in temperate climates, i.e. a climate where we get proper winters, tend to store our bikes during the winter months because the weather outside just isn't fit for riding. And I know from experience, whenever I make a statement like that, we automatically get a load of comments from people saying, "Oh, I ride my bike in the winter even if there's 15 foot of snow." Don't be that person. Just because you don't store your bike in the winter doesn't mean that everybody else doesn't either. Right, so now we've got that out of the way. Most of us store our bikes over winter in a garage or some sort of outbuilding. These outbuildings are often not heated, which means the bike's subject to condensation. Then on top of that, we have accumulations of dust and the occasional bang or knock when you're retrieving something else from the garage. The type of dust that you get collecting on a bike in a garage is quite different from domestic dust. You get lots of particles of grit that are blown in when the doors or windows are opened. And especially if the outbuilding that you're storing it in is made from brick or concrete, or at least contains those components, constant erosion of the surfaces in that building will cause a gritty build-up of dust on your paintwork. And in fact, this problem is so acute in my garage that each and every one of my motorcycles need to have this dust carefully cleaned off at least weekly. My garage is particularly bad for this problem. And in fact, it is a big issue for me because, I'm filming at least one of the bikes once a week. And the first thing that I have to do before I can start filming is to carefully dust the bike off so that it looks presentable before the camera starts rolling. And it has to be done carefully because garage dust is like a fine sandpaper. If you just go around and give it a quick buff with a cloth, what you eventually end up with is dull, scratched paintwork. And it has the same effect on your chrome, on your exhausts and stuff like that. Now, you might remember a few years ago, I got this cheap Oxford Protex dust cover. I think they're about £30 or £40. But I encountered a few problems with it. One was initially that finer dust particles actually managed to get through it. It wasn't bad, it was better than nothing. But the main issue was the thickness of the material. It's just too thick. So when the temperatures start to fluctuate wildly during the winter months, condensation picks up on the bike and this thing just ends up wringing wet, and it stays like that for days, even weeks. So it became clear to me that in an unheated garage, long term, this was going to do more harm than good. So I haven't really used it much for the last 2 or 3 years. Now, I know some people don't care about these issues, they just keep the bikes for a couple of years and then they move it on, but a lot of people do care. And they want to do everything they can to protect their investment. And that is exactly what the Motone Customs Guardian Premium Indoor Motorcycle Cover is intended to do. But there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Now, I know it was at least a year ago, maybe a bit longer, that weird bloke at Motone Customs, Sam, started quizzing me about dust covers and the dust cover that I have and how it was working out, and I explained the problems with it, sort of passing on to him the properties that I think decent quality dust cover requires. And this went on for a few weeks and then suddenly just stopped, and I haven't heard a word from him since. Well, not about dust covers anyway. Then last week he emailed me to tell me that he was sending a couple of samples through. Now, I was quite excited about it because these covers are really nice covers tailor-made for specific models of motorcycle, although don't let that put you off. But when I started asking him questions about, the type of material that it's made from, etc., it just stonewalled me. He wouldn't give me any technical specs on the material at all. It was a bit like when I asked my girlfriend, why do I have 12 odd socks, none of which constitute a pair. I don't get an answer, or it was evasive and just changed the subject. All I can tell you is that these covers are constructed from an exotic silk-like material, which may or may not have been extracted from the web of a giant arachnid that resides on the planet Arglequark, which is the 7th planet on your right after Alpha Centauri. What I can tell you is that these covers are made to a design specified by Motone Customs, but they were manufactured by a world-renowned custom cover manufacturer who I'm not allowed to name, that specialises in making such custom covers for the premium and prestige sector of the motor industry. To that end, this is a double-skinned cover with an outer shell and an inner lining, both of which are extremely flexible and stretchy. Now, this is a guesstimate on my part, but I would say that the outer shell is a thread count of about 300 or more, which is extremely fine. And this provides an outer shell with a high density that will stop 99.9% of dust particles getting through. But if any dust does get through, the inner lining stops it from going any further. But that inner lining also provides a further two functions. One is that it has a very soft nap-like texture to it, so it is ultra anti-scratch. And the other main function is that it acts as a wick. It wicks condensation off the motorcycle and transfers it to the outer shell where it's able to evaporate away. Another byproduct, if you like, of this two-skinned construction is that it provides a layer of insulation which helps to control the amount of condensation that does occur on the metal surfaces of the bike. Now, I can't emphasise how amazingly stretchy this material is. This particular version is for the Triumph Bonneville bobber because it has a rather unique shape, and I would imagine it will probably fit the Speedmaster as well, although I will get Motone to ratify that on their website. They also have a, for want of a better word, universal cover, which was designed with the other Bonnevilles in mind, but again, the way that these covers are cut and the amazing stretchability of them means that you can get a tailored look fit with just about any standard motorcycle configuration. As you can see, this cover is printed with the Motone Customs name in 3 places, one on each side and one at the front, with a monochrome Union Jack design arranged around the bottom. The cover's designed to come almost to the floor all the way around the bike, and it's held in place with some heavy-duty elasticated hems at the front and back to make sure it doesn't slip off. The beauty of the design and the exotic component that it's made up from means that these covers are not size dependent. You don't have to choose from a range of sizes. Unless your bike is extremely small and short or extremely large, it's designed to give a tailored fit. A proper one-size-fits-all solution that will accommodate things like racks, screens and different mirror configurations. It also very comfortably accommodates luggage. Now, just for clarification, in case your screen is playing tricks on your eyes, these covers are in black with white and grey printed detailing. And I'd also like to make it clear that the printed detailing is printed into the fabric rather than just on top of it, so you don't need to worry about it coming off or cracking with wear and tear. Now, I know that Sam was a little bit worried about the fact that he wasn't actually making these himself and that he had actually gone to a supplier of such products in order to get what he wanted. But I'm glad that on this occasion that is the route that he took. Yes, getting someone else to make a product like this does make it more expensive, and these covers are not cheap. But approaching someone with decades of experience in the premium market does ensure that you have a genuine premium product. Now, obviously, this does fit the Interceptor, and it will also fit the Continental GT. This is the standard Bonneville model. And as usual, I will leave links to these covers in the video description down below. And as usual, all viewers of this channel are entitled to a 12% discount from any Motone Customs product using the discount code, which will also be included in the video description down below. I've tried a lot of indoor motorcycle covers over the years. Some have been absolutely crap, some have been okay, but I have to say, getting your hands on a truly premium cover is a completely different experience. The difference is quite astounding. I should make it clear that Motone Customs have only commissioned a limited run of these covers, so it will be a first come first served scenario. Once again, thank you so much for watching this and my other videos, and in doing so helping to support this channel. I really do appreciate it. I'd also appreciate it if you would consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. And if you do subscribe, please hit the notification bell and ensure that your notifications are enabled. Otherwise, YouTube won't let you know whenever I upload a new video. I will of course be back on Friday, so until then, if you're riding, please ride carefully and I'll see you soon.